Hi guys, Joanna here, and in today's video, I'll be talking about my current favorites. Most of the perfumes that I'm going to talk about today are newly discovered since Exxons couldn't stop wearing them. There's also some new discoveries sent to me in PR and some oldies but goodies that I couldn't stop wearing these days. Starting off with something that I just recently received in PR. This is called Le Cri by Parfum the Empire. This is one of the most sophisticated rose and aldehydes combo that I have ever smelled. If you watch my channel, you know that I love the brand Parfum the Empire because their fragrances are extremely of high quality and the brand is very underrated. You know that Un Bel Amor de Ti is my favorite floral fragrance of all time, and owning that perfume gave me this high standard when it comes to fragrances from Parfum the Empire, and honestly the brand really hold the mark for me. Le Cri is the current bestseller of Parfum the Empire, and I clearly understand why. This opens up very aldehydic, so there is definitely that fresh laundry vibes. However, it is joined by a fruity and juicy raspberry, cutting off that vintage vibe that we normally get from strong aldehydes in fragrances. Now, as this fragrance dries down, the jammy rose and powdery iris peek through, along with the ambrette, musk, and patchouli that gave this fragrance depth. It is such a beautiful composition, in my opinion. It literally takes you to different stages, starting off with the aldehydes and then like to something floral, and then the final dry down smells very rich and serious, ambrette, musk, and patchouli combo with an underlying rose and powdery iris. It is something that I will recommend as a signature scent. Also, it is extremely long lasting. You don't need to overspray in order to be smelled. I have used this fragrance several times, and as a matter of fact, I used this fragrance when I went on a street party to celebrate São João in Porto. And guys, it was extremely hot and humid that day as we were in an outdoor restaurant, and this perfume last on me the entire day, even though I was sweating. It is that good. Highly recommend it if the sound of a sophisticated rose, iris, aldehydes, ambrette, musk, and patchouli combo sounds appealing to you. Once again, Le Cri by Parfum the Empire. Extremely long lasting, something that will last until the next day on your clothes. And I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. All right, next up is something that I discovered in Exxons, Whispering Kiss by Le Persona. This is such a beautiful, spicy, gingery, vanilla, amber, woody scent of my dreams. It is something as well that I can imagine wearing as a signature scent. It is very sophisticated, but at the same time mysterious. The red bean in this fragrance gave it a different take when it comes to spicy, woody vanilla scent. The red bean gave this fragrance that thick yet light and airy texture that I am loving so much. And the cognac, rum, and blend tobacco in here is very smooth and refined. Such an incredible everyday scent in my opinion, and I highly recommend it. I truly understand why this perfume is hyped so much. I think in TikTok, there's something about it that smells extremely beautiful yet mysterious. I think if you're into fresh, slightly spiced woody scents, you will love Whispering Kiss by Le Persona. By the way, this is an extra de parfum. It lasts on me the whole day. However, it's not beast mode. It's a kind of perfume that lasts for a very long time, but projection is moderate. I find this fragrance as well to be unisex. All right, next up is something that I recently received in PR and I couldn't stop wearing it these days. Sago or Sagu by Stereotype. First of all, this perfume is created by master perfumer Bertrand Duchefort, and all I can say is that it is such an addictive, nutty, slightly spicy gourmand. There's something about it that is quite mysterious as well. The nutty gourmand factor coming from the hazelnut makes this fragrance very addictive and extremely likable. The first time I sprayed it on, I was so hooked. Actually, until now, I am very hooked with it. I would say it is somehow reminding me of Santal 33 nuance in the background. However, it has like sweet hazelnut and tonka bean. It doesn't have the deal of Santal 33, but imagine the Santal 33 DNA without the deal. Add some sweet hazelnut and tonka bean, and yeah, that is Sago by Stereotype. This is such an addictive, gourmand, woody kind of scent, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for like a mysterious, gourmand, woody scent to use on a daily basis. I have tried, I think, almost all fragrances from Stereotype now, and I think that this is the best from their collection, or shall I say my favorite out of their collection. It is quite unique as well, and probably your eyebrow raised when I mentioned that Santal 33 DNA, but trust me, it has that likability of Santal 33 plus nutty hazelnut and comforting tonka bean. This is a big love for me. I couldn't stop wearing it for the past week, like even to go to sleep. I'm wearing Sago plus the other perfume that I'm about to talk about. When it comes to performance, it lasts on me around 4 to 5 hours with moderate to soft projection, and I find this fragrance to be unisex. Once again, Sago by Stereotype. All right, next up is nothing new. However, I am wondering how come I just discovered it now. Moonlight in Chiangmai by Dusita. This perfume is very elegant and sophisticated. To describe it easily to you guys, this is very reminiscent of Baccarat Rouge 540. However, make it fresher, more citrusy, and more likable. Just imagine as if Baccarat Rouge 540 and Baldafique by Byredo had a baby, then you're gonna have Moonlight in Chiangmai. This is so beautiful, guys, to the point that this will be my official scent in my upcoming vacation to Philippines next year. I will say the yuzu, vetiver, thick wood, and patchouli are the main notes that I'm getting out of this fragrance. But I would say the yuzu to be like the star of the show. It definitely reminds me of Byredo's Bal de Freak with an underlying Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA. Such a fun and likable kind of scent. I love it so much, and it is also very long lasting, guys. Like, I wore it the other day and my shirt still smells like Moonlight in Chiangmai, and I'm talking about the shirt that is hanged on the chair inside our bedroom. I'm gonna categorize it as more of like a citrusy, woody, amber, patchouli scent that can be perfect as a signature scent. Once again, Moonlight in Chiangmai lasts for a very long time with moderate projection, and I find this fragrance to be unisex. Right, next up is a new perfume that has been sent to me from the different company. This is called Maddy. Actually, they recently released a selection of extra de parfums, and Maddy is one of them. I was asked which perfume I want to receive from their newest extra de parfum collection, and I chose Maddy, guys, because the notes sounded so appealing to me. So it has citron, madeleine, caramel, and vanilla. I'm going to categorize this fragrance as an addictive, citrusy, gourmand scent. I would say in the same line as Lyra, so zesty lemon and vanilla kind of scent. It is inspired by a Madeline actually with a citrusy touch. This fragrance is very addictive and very long lasting too. Extremely likable. It is something that I will wear when it's colder outside. I would say fall and winter can be like the perfect season for Maddy. Now I'm featuring it in today's video because I find it very addictive. Like my husband couldn't stop smelling me when I spray Maddy at bedtime or like during Netflix and chill kind of nights. I truly enjoy this perfume. Yes, it is gourmand. However, it is not like a suffocating sweet type of gourmand. Not the most unique DNA, as I mentioned. It is like in the same ballpark as Lyra. However, I wouldn't say that they are extremely the same. There's something about the composition of Maddy that makes it stand out. Like I could tell that this has a very high quality oil concentration. And I also find the texture very rich and round. I highly recommend it for all the gourmand lovers out there. And I think actually that this will be a great base for any kind of gourmands that you want to wear during fall and winter time. Very addictive, and yeah, I highly recommend it. Maddy from the different company, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. It is very long lasting, guys. Like the longevity of Maddy doesn't play, as yes, it is an extra de parfum concentration. It will stay on your clothes until you wash it off. Right, next up is one of my current bedtime scents along with Sago, Matic by Room 1015. I don't know why, guys, but I couldn't stop wearing this fragrance. Actually, I am craving for it every now and then. It basically smells like fresh laundry and strawberry flavored bubblegum. Yeah. Imagine the scenario of chewing a strawberry flavored bubblegum in a laundromat. Yeah, then that's how Love-O-Matic smells like. Yes, it smells very simple, however, very impactful. It is a kind of scent that I crave for every now and then, especially during bedtime. Like if I can choose just one bedtime scent, I think I will choose Love-O-Matic. But it doesn't mean that it's not okay to use on a daily basis. Actually, this is such an easy reach, very inoffensive, and extremely likable kind of scent. If you are into fresh laundry type of scents, then I highly recommend you checking out Love-O-Matic. I love the twist of the sweet strawberry bubble gum that they use in here. I love it so much. And yeah, as you can see, I've really used it several times. And yeah, that says a lot as I don't really put scents in my perfumes. Once again, Love-O-Matic by Room 1015 lasts on me around 4 to 7 hours. And I find this fragrance to be unisex. All right, and last but not the least is my current favorite summer scent that I cannot put down during the day. Azure Fantasy by Orientica. Probably by now you're sick of me talking about Azure Fantasy, but I just want to mention it again. This probably is my current #1 favorite lately, as I couldn't stop wearing it during the day. Basically, this smells like citrus, minty, tea, soapy scent of my dreams. It is extremely refreshing. Love how the mint gave this fragrance that fresh and cooling feel. Plus, the fresh tea and soap combo is also to die for. I mentioned it before and I'm going to mention it again. Azure Fantasy smells like as if Xerjoff's Torino 21 and Louis Vuitton's Imagination had a baby. So yeah, just imagine of how fresh and cooling it will be. And yeah, that's how Azure Fantasy smells like. I highly recommend it. If the sound of something citrusy, minty, and soapy sounds appealing to you, This is a kind of freshie that lasts until the next day. Very long lasting and very unisex as well. I highly recommend it. Once again, Azure Fantasy by Orientica. All right, so that is the video for today, guys. Those are the fragrances that I am currently loving at the moment. These are basically the fragrances that I couldn't stop reaching for these days. Now, let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances and if you have any current favorites as well in mind. Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and see you on my next one. Bye!